What's up, villains? So basically, I haven't made a YouTube video in a while during my transition to Missouri, and I have been mad at myself about that. I'm like, I need to get back on my YouTube. I need to continue with my video log diary of my life or whatever, right? But basically, I wanted to let y'all know I've moved to Missouri now. It has been 2 months, and it has been very interesting. Missouri is a very interesting state, if you will. The reception's been warm. I've met a lot of cool people. I have a job. I'm a personal trainer at a gym. You know, I've got settled with my boy Reggie, who's one of my best friends in the military. And I'm kind of just using 2026 as, yeah, I mean, I know I get it. Missouri, especially the city I'm in, isn't sexy or entertaining. But in prepping for van life, this is kind of a perfect year to kind of stack bread, if you will, and plan my van life. Now, we did just survive the winter storm, oh my God, and this is what that looked like. So basically, as you can see, that Saturday of that winter storm weekend was my birthday too, so it was kind of cool. I took it as like a little bit of a, oh, maybe this is blessing snow, if you will, but it was fun. And like obviously snowed in, called in sick both of the days where I couldn't drive this. I ain't driving this little baby Jag in the snow, but Missouri's pretty good at getting it all cleaned up, so they killed it. So it was a lot of fun. But so something I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about is I know that I want to do van life, right? I want to be noble. I'm a nomad anyway, right? Like my entire life I moved around growing up, and then I joined the military, and that's the military for you, is the nomad. Go bags, 72-hour bags, in and out of the field, multiple deployments, multiple countries, like all that, right? So I've just kind of bestowed this nomad traveler life into my routine, and it's just kind of what I enjoy. I don't need roots. I kind of like just being up and mobile. But that's just kind of a, I don't know, like a long explanation of why I want to do van life. And a lot of people out here, of course, I'm getting a lot of like, why'd you move to Missouri? And I have to explain, you know, this long drawn out story. But I mean, the synopsis is, well, I'm a nomad. My buddy from the military, you know, one of my brothers has a free room, and I decided to pick up and move. And that kind of like, oh God, that astonishes some people, because, you know, they have kids and roots and family and stuff that just holds them down in one place. They couldn't imagine packing up and just moving to a new state all the time, if you will. But for me, if you know anything about me, I'm a movie buff, right? Love movies. Quentin Tarantino, favorite director. Pulp Fiction, one of my favorite movies of all time. And when you watch movies back, new things, you know, especially as you get older in life, new things stand out to you. So I've always just watched that movie, thought it was a great movie. Cool. In the very last scene of Pulp Fiction, I watched it 2 nights ago, Samuel L. Jackson talks about a speech, you know, or he gives Travolta, you know, his perception on how they survived that, you know, gun shootout, spoiler alert, gun shootout miracle. And he's giving up the hitman life, if you will. And John Travolta's just like, why? Or like, what are you gonna do? And what he says next is quite literally, I just was watching it, just having it a bit like, this is exactly what I want to, like, this is why I want to do van life. Show you a little bit of the scene. This is the scene I'm talking about.
Then, basically, I'm just gonna walk the earth.
What you mean, walk the earth?
You know, like Kane in Kung Fu. Walk from place to place, meet people, get in adventures.
And how long do you intend to walk the earth?
Till God puts me where he wants me to be.
And what if you don't do that?
If it takes forever, then I'll walk forever.
Okay, so as you guys just saw, I love how he said, I'm gonna walk the earth. And he said, walk the earth, what does that mean? And he basically says, you know, like Kane in the old Western movies or Kung Fu movies, he was just like referencing a old movie he watched, but basically he's like, move from place to place, meet new people, go on adventures. And he, you know, he gets mad, he's like a bum, and he's like, no, he's not a bum. He's like, you don't have legal tender, you don't have a residence, that's what you're gonna be. And he says, you know what, that's where you and I differ. I don't think that's a bum. He says, well, how long are you gonna do that for? And he goes, until God puts me in a place where he wants me to settle down or make a decision on that. And that was like beautiful to me too, because what's funny about me moving to Missouri, right, and getting a job at the gym, I'm meeting so many locals. I'm learning so much about Missouri. I'm going, you know, me and my coworkers have a bowling trip planned, and I'm gonna, you know, go hang out with them outside. And I'm just getting like, not being a soldier anymore, hanging, and trust me, the military was great for, you know, meeting so many people from different states and kind of learning the culture. But there's nothing about learning a state's culture or a state's civilians or constituents, if you will, than living in that state, hearing it from their mouths, and then going and doing the set adventures with them, right? Like out here in Missouri, for example, they have the Lake of the Ozarks. This summer, you know, a lot of them have boats and they want to go floating and go and doing the whole boat thing. And I can meet more Missourians and, you know, more adventures. So I just kind of think that's perfect. Like next year, I want to do van life. And I could just, every preceding year after that, I could just pick a state, you know, live in it for a year, get a job, and just go on adventures, you know, walk the earth. And until I find a place to settle down where I'm like, yep, this is where I want to grow roots, you know, meet my wife, or, you know, meet somewhere to kind of settle down and grow roots, and then meet the wife. Like, you know, you never know. So I just think it's very interesting. I finally have an answer to the question of why, what entices me about van life? Why do I want to do van life? What's the point? And the point is, I want to walk the earth. I want to travel. I want to turn the whole nomad stigma around my personality, if you will, and make it not more like a bad thing, like I have nowhere to go, but I want to go everywhere and experience everything. So you can join me in the future, and I will be walking the earth. So that's what I got for you today, villains.